Hello everyone, all my subscribers, and if you're watching this and haven't subscribed, if you could hit that subscribe button, that certainly would be useful. Today is the 18th of July, and man, it has been really hot this week, really energy sapping. It's been 31 degrees around these parts, and that is pretty ridiculous. If you're watching this from a hotter clime, you might think 31 degrees, what's the problem, you big wuss? Well, as I say, we're not used to it round here. It makes things very heavy going. In fact, if you're watching from Death Valley in Arizona, you're probably laughing at me now, because 31 degrees is probably a chilly cold day. But one thing I've got over you, if you are in Death Valley, is I've got water here, and if you haven't got water, then you're going to be dead within about 30 minutes. Ha 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 ha! Yeah, anyway, moving on from death and all it entails, what videos have I uploaded this week for you? Well, we've come up with 5 this time, much like last week, spanning 30 years. So that's not a bad mixture. You can't say I don't mix it about a bit. The first one, working in order, yeah, a bit speculative this one. It's tanks on the ZX Spectrum. Now, this wasn't released as a commercial game. It took some hunting down. This is one you actually had to type in. It's not without its frailties, but it does have its charm as a ZX Spectrum game in the time that you could actually type in your own stuff and see how it went. Released in 1983, come from a magazine called 49 Explosive Games of the ZX Spectrum. So you want to click and watch that, comment on its explosiveness, because, I won't ruin it for you, haven't watched it, it is damned explosive. You can imagine the special effects that the Spectrum had to offer on stuff that was just programmed in. So take a look at that one. And then we jump across to the Commodore Amiga, a very popular game in the arcades. It's Chase HQ by Taito, but this conversion is done by Ocean in 1989. Got a few bad reviews this game, but I kind of like it. A little bit like, well, someone did mention it was a bit like, well, Need for Speed, really, in the idea, and I didn't really think of that before, but he's right. You bash into some criminals trying to disable your car. I find it good fun. The Spectrum version's got great reviews, so I might come to that at some point. Amiga, less than favourable, but it's not without its charm. It does look like an 80s racer, divided into 2 sections, of course. One you have to go through a checkpoint, and then you've got a certain amount of time to, well, disable ever-increasingly difficult baddies. Take a look at that one as well when you get a chance. Comment on it as well. Always like to know what you think. Did you play that game on any other system, not just the Commodore Amiga? What versions did you think were the best? That's what retro gaming, looking back in, is all about. And then another Amiga game. I mean to do this for a while. It's from the Kickoff series, comes shortly after Kickoff 1, the original game. So it's my Anko, released in 1990. This is a player manager. Now it's pretty special, this game, looking back on it, because it's the first game where you can actually manage the team and control the team on the pitch at the same time. So I don't think there's been too many of those since, well, before FIFA come out. Pretty basic in the gameplay. It's not as advanced as Kickoff 2, that goes without saying. You can buy it and sell your players. Pretty easy though. I won't tell you how I did. Have a look at that. I think I played 3 games in the league, or it's 2 games, 1 of the cup games. But as soon as you have got your team to have high stats, you'll soon be winning 6 or 7-0. But as a kid, I probably played quite a few seasons of that game, up until a point where I was playing way into my hundreds. I know it's preposterous, but the game lets you do it. Hope the light isn't reflecting off my hat too much. As it's hot, we're not wearing the standard brown hat for this one. We've gone white straw hat. So, cool, crazy stuff. But the light might blind you. It's not hypnotism to make you subscribe or anything. But if you feel that you do want to hit that subscribe button, then I'm not really going to stop you. Yes, and then we brought you some modern apps from the Apple Store, iPhone. Also available on Android, these ones as well. Although all this footage is from my phone. In chronological order, it's well, Lane Spitter from Fractive, released in 2010. You are on a motorbike, and you have to collect as many coins as you can. But there is a twist, really. There's lots of traffic, so 3 lanes of traffic, and by tilting your phone or the device it's on, you have to dodge traffic and survive as long as you possibly can. You can do wheelies and all sorts of things, but basically survive as long as you can and get as many coins as you can. A very similar game in its premise, in that you have to collect coins and last as long as you can, is Temple Run 2. Hasn't been viewed that much, which makes me think that modern games aren't as popular to review as retro, so we'll be keeping a close eye on that, and maybe, if that is the case, keeping on the retro ones. But yep, this was released in 2013 by Amanji Studios, so not that old in the time of recording. It's an improved version of the original. There's a lot more obstacles there, so have a look at that one if you haven't played it before. Also, really cool features. You can go down river slides, having to duck underneath stuff, and there's a mine shaft, and there's all manner of cool stuff. So yep, brought you 5 this week. I think that's going to end up being the average, to tell you the truth. Yep, and no football now. England are out quite quickly. Brazil got bopped 7-1, which I'm sure we all bet heavily on. And then Germany won the final. So what more can be said? I'm sure England will come back in the Euros, because we've got a fantastic team. Yeah, and we'll win that and get back on board. Then probably. But until then, watch Player Manager and maybe my Kickoff 2 review. We did better in the World Cup there from quite a few months ago. What else do I need to say? Well, next week I haven't brought you any Game Boy Advance games for a while, so I'm going to have to address that and maybe do 2 or 3 in a row, maybe. Tomb Raider Stage 4, the 4th level. Got to bring you that. Always struggle with these ones. There's 15 stages, I've done 3, so this week I should be bringing you the 4th one at some point, and also the sequel to, I've been into this for a while as well, School Days on the Spectrum, good game, been meaning to show you Back to School, its sequel, a little bit bigger, a little bit more to do, but great. So a big thank you to everyone that's commented this week on the various videos there. I do like that. It helps the channel, of course, going forward. Gives you an idea of what to develop, what's popular, and what's not popular. So hopefully I can get better and give you more of an entertaining channel. I think I've got better as time's gone on. I think we're approaching month 8. I haven't shot myself yet, which is always a good stage. Well, a good sign, I should say. So yeah, great. And I hope you like watching this vlog. And take care. I hope it gets cooler soon, for sure. Until next time, not that arm. I'm not going to muck that up again. This arm there. Until next time, I'd say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yes.